Please welcome Dr. Raul Sunico, President of Classical Music Foundation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this faux pas won't extend into the show. This is only for my segment. Anyway, on behalf of the Classical Music Foundation, I would like to welcome you, all of you, and thank you for coming to tonight's special presentation. The title of our presentation, KMF Empowered, has been aptly chosen as it seeks to showcase the individual powers within each scholar, to breathe life into the music that they sing and they play. KMF Empowered is also an affirmation of the power of music, not only for us musicians, but also for all of us, where the power of music will seek to strengthen our spirits, to nourish our souls, to soothe our tired nerves, to calm our emotions, and above all, is also to give entertainment, to give pleasure to our listening ears, and to inspire us to be more positive in our thinking. Tonight's show is made up of two major parts, as you can see in your individual programs. The first part concentrates on opera and the classical numbers. Particularly, we have an extended segment from the opera La Traviata. This is a three-act opera by Italian composer Giuseppe Verdi, and like most operas, this is a tragic one. La Traviata actually means the fallen woman, or the woman led astray. And in the various numbers of this segment, you will hear not only dramatic numbers, but also expressive and emotional ones. The second part will deal more with Broadway and popular hits, and will feature, of course, our guest performer for this evening, no other than the concert king, Martin Nievera, who is a musical icon himself, and of course, from our founder, Dr. George Young. The participants for tonight's show are scholars and alumni of the KMF. The 20 or so singers that you will hear tonight are just part of the more than 60 scholars that the KMF had supported throughout its more than 10 years of existence, thanks to the generous initiative of our founder, Dr. George T. Young. Our music for tonight is actually a combination of classical, popular, and Broadway hits. And these scholars have been selected, although they are classically trained, they have been selected also not only to sing or perform classical music, but also to be flexible enough to be able to perform not only by singing, but also with certain movements, and trying to be flexible in singing not only opera and classical, but also Broadway hits. We would like to say that KMF is unique because it not only supports the scholars in their studies financially, but it also provides them the opportunity to showcase their talents, like tonight, for example, because it's not only important that the scholars or the students should take lessons and practice, but also to be able to show them in public. And the showcasing is not only for them to display their talent, but also to develop their self-confidence, their self-esteem, to harness their camaraderie in being able to work with others, teamwork, and a sense of responsibility. These scholars have been chosen by a panel of distinguished musicians themselves, and they come from the different schools and are expected, of course, to maintain their status as scholars by maintaining their grades and being evaluated periodically to make sure that they deserve the support from KMF. For tonight's show, we would like to thank our musical director, our stage director, Mr. Andrew Fernando, who is himself an international baritone. And we have our orchestra directed by Mr. Ding Dong Fiel. We also would like to thank Mr. John Batalla, lighting designer, Mr. John Leroy New, our set designer, and of course, Ms. Lisa Makuha Elizalde from Ballet Manila. She's the executive producer and founder of Ballet Manila, and they will be also part of our show. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you again for coming. KMF Empowered is not only to empower the people here on stage, but also all of us. So I'm being empowered through the inspiration provided by the show. Let us show our continuing support for these scholars. Relax and enjoy. Good evening. Thank you very much.